This is...
How's this for waking up, babe?
I know that this is like boat life, but what the heck? Can we just go a week without a major problem?
It's been a week.
No.
Other than the cold weather and the 40-knot winds.
And the running the diesel dry.
Well, it's been a week.
Having to replace a belt, and having to replace a display for a depth sounder. That all happened a week ago. Less than a week ago.
Well, what we could do is just sit here and do nothing, and then let a week pass, and then we're okay.
Previously on Spoondrifter, we spent 3 years in a boatyard, bringing our 40-year-old hurricane-damaged sailboat back to life. Todd, I, and 4 of our 10 kids knew nothing about boats when we started, but with time, we have repowered, re-rigged, and turned this boat into a home that's ready for the next big adventure, before we sail to Florida and leave the U.S. for bluer waters.
Pro tip, you got a whole bunch of empty jugs to carry? Tie them all together. Pro tip number 2, buy bigger jugs so you don't have as many. The dinghy is bouncing a little bit. Got 3 fenders on it though. Multiple lines. Hopefully it'll be alright. Otherwise I can't get back home.
Okay, we've been here 1 full day and everything was great. And we've just got hit by a storm front that has swung us around on our anchor and is supposed to gust to 30 knots, which is the hardest part about all this is Todd's gone. He had to go do a warranty job. And this hit just after he left. So we have 2 worries. 1, will our anchor hold in this storm? And 2, will the dinghy stay where he left it? Offats Bayou in Galveston is quite deep. We are anchored in 18 feet of water. We had dropped our 85-pound mantis anchor on 100 feet of chain and added our 25-foot bridle. Depending on which method you use to calculate scope, we had between 5 and 7 to 1 scope out. Being new to living on the hook, we are nervous but hopeful about how this is going to hold. Okay, well, I can see the dinghy, it's still there. I can't do anything about if the dinghy breaks loose. That'll be terrible. We're just going to pray, cross our fingers, have good thoughts, that everything works out. So we have an anchor alarm set on a spare phone, and that's back here in our room. Just hoping it stays. Got a new neighbor. Just watching YouTube videos to distract myself from the storm. Keeping an eye on our anchor alarm. Okay, I have been watching the boats outside. Looks like this one is dragging. This is so nerve-wracking, you guys. I've got the radio on. I don't know. I don't think those guys are there. Like, we saw them get in a boat and leave, and that boat's not back. We have a couple more of these coming through. That's part of just the Gulf area this time of year. Every 3 to 4 days, you get one of these northerners. Thank you to everybody who told us about putting the stone in the bottom of the oven. That seems to be helping. Chicken pot pie for lunch, leftovers. Working good. Okay, the sunshine is out. The storm has passed. There's like no wind at all. So that's just how it goes, I guess, on a boat. So, everything is good. What you making?
I'm making a present for my cousin.
A present for your cousin? Let me see. That's cute. Does it have a name, or are you gonna let her name it?
She's probably gonna name it.
So I'm gonna have to call people who rebuilt the alternator, find out what they think, and do some testing, and I don't know, see what's going on. The bad news is, at the minimum, we're gonna need a new battery because once they've been drained halfway out of acid, they're pretty much toast. It'll last a little while, but it'll never be the same.
I guess I don't understand. I don't know that we wanted to record this, but I don't understand. How are we supposed to know if it was before or after without getting a new battery and just running?
We're going to have a new battery. But that's what I'm thinking, is if I call them on the phone and say, hey, how do I test the regulator in the new alternator to make sure that it's working properly? They said it was a weird regulator, which is weird. I don't know what that means. I know that when it's running, I mean, the voltage regulator, it's designed to charge the battery and then reduce the power if the battery's full. That's what it does. If it's not reducing and it's constantly pumping in, 14.4 volts or whatever to the battery, it'll eventually just bubble the acid out. So that's what I need to find out. So he said, 14.5 is ideal. I don't know how high, what the tolerance is past that. Everything is not perfect. So next step will be to do what he said and clean the negative grounding contacts off at the generator, see if that drops even more. I don't know.
It is the week before Christmas, Monday before Christmas, and it is currently being forecast to be one of the coldest Christmases on record here in Galveston. Hopefully the generator is sorted out and we can run our electric heaters. We have 2 of them. Right now it's 57 outside and 61 in the boat. I just can't even imagine 26. It's like a cave back here. It's dark. It is warmer because that heater is running.
Yeah, we only have one of the 2 running right now. So anyway, yep.
Well, I think I'm going to climb back into my little nest back here and stay warm.
You could just watch movies all day or something, huh? What kind of movies do you guys like to watch all day when you have cold, wet days and you have nothing to do? You just sit down and you want to crash and binge.
In the afternoon when it cleared up, Todd went to get water so that we could all shower. Hauling water for a family of 5 is no joke. Luckily, there was a water spigot at a nearby dock. So how was your shower, dear?
Awesome. Heaven. Well, pretty close to heaven. I've had some pretty good showers in the past.
So how was your shower, Gabe?
Fine.
Did you run out of water? Ooh! Alright, we got 2 people down. Haven't run out of water. Are you gonna take a turn? Abigail, you next?
I smell.
You smell? Did you run out of hot water? Now it's my turn. Todd's telling me I gotta hurry. He has a system. So the system is...
Well, first of all, the lines from the water heater, which are in the engine room, to the front head are not insulated, so they can cool off right now in this 45-degree weather pretty fast. So the idea is get the water over to that, let the water heater heat up for 5 or 8 more minutes so that you have a full load of hot water plus what was in the lines. Get your head wet, quickly shampoo, rinse, do your second time, quickly rinse, and then that gets most of your body wet. If you can get the rest of it wet, lather up everything, and then quickly rinse yourself off everywhere.
He's not a woman.
Away you go.
We have to shampoo twice and then condition.
Okay, whatever. Condition too.
I did not run out of water. That's 4 of us on a 1.5 gallon tank. Todd's system is working really well. Yes, we are running the generator. But it's freezing cold outside, so we're running it anyways. So this was just a nice bonus.
Right?
I'm going to show you the shower so that you can see what we're working with. Alright, so we have installed the shower curtain across the back part and down behind the toilet. And this can come off and I'll hang on these hooks. That's our holder. So we don't just stand in here and shower. We put that in a place that didn't make that convenient. You have to actually take it off, and it has this on-off feature. That way the kids aren't tempted to just stand in here underneath of it. They have to take it and adjust the water and turn it on and off, because that's how boat showers go.
This screw right here, you can't get a socket on it because it hits down here. See how that doesn't go in far enough? It's like I gotta undo the intake manifold and pry this thing out this way in order to get that screw out. Kind of moron designs something that has a something that's a high maintenance thing like a carburetor. It needs to be regularly cleaned. So you gotta pull the freaking intake manifold apart in order to get the screw out. So what I had to do, there was a bump right here where these two joined together that I had to grind out. That this bolt was actually like right here, and I couldn't get a socket in there, so I had to grind that out so you could get a socket wrench in between there, because they left that like way running up at a triangle like that, and you couldn't even get a wrench on there.
My hat won't stay up because I have a ponytail in. We are attempting to template for a Dodger today, and you know that fancy templating material that you see everybody use? It's expensive and not available locally. So we are using a shower curtain liner that costs $2. We'll see if it fits.
Too bad the magnets don't help us, huh?
On the way from Port Aransas, we realized that having a Dodger would make our journey much more comfortable, especially this time of year. We are hoping to construct this out of clear plastic, but need a good template to know if we can buy material actually large enough. Okay, we're waiting for a giant storm that is approaching, and you can actually kind of see the front starting to come in, but it's going to be up to 40 knots of wind tonight. My sisters are up in Dallas, 3-4 hours north, and they said it is snowing. So this company that is right here, it's a fish company, has allowed us to park here. What do you think? One load or two?
We're gonna do this one in one. I have water that should have come too, in there. Well, it's not full yet.
Todd's getting really good at loading our dinghy. The dry bags and reusable grocery bags have become essential to keeping everything contained and dry. All right, now it's my turn. Are we batting down for the storm?
I hope so. My ears are cold. I can tell the temperature is dropping pretty quick here.
We knew this storm was coming and was going to be strong. The weather had predicted that it would be 30 knots of sustained winds with gusts up to 40. This boat started dragging. It was the same one that had dragged in the earlier storm. We watched as it dragged back towards our friends Rob and Lisa's boat. We felt helpless to do anything. We did not know if there was anyone on board or not. As the weather intensified, we had higher winds than predicted. We would later find out that the winds gusted above 50 knots. Unfortunately, we did not have enough scope out for these type of winds and began to slowly drag backwards. It was terrifying. We are grateful to our friends Rob and Lisa and Dallas and Dawn for their reassuring voices on the phone and advice on how to stop our movement.
Alright. That's what we look like in the daytime.
We did not feel confident in our ability to pick up and reset our anchor in the high winds in the middle of the night, so we went with the advice to drop a second anchor. Todd deployed our fortress anchor on 90 feet of road, and after dragging a little bit more, we finally stopped. Overall, we figure we moved about 100 yards. Many lessons were learned, and I'm still anxious whenever the wind starts howling.
That boat right there's on the drug last night. He was really close, it looks like, taking out that dock right there.
Once all that weather cleared, we got back to work on our Dodger. We found 1/16 inch thick polycarbonate that is supposed to be UV stable. It's flexible enough for us to wrap around the curve matching our bimini top and give us better visibility than we would have with a fabric version. Todd drilled and tapped holes in our aluminum frame and attached the plastic sheet using large washers to spread the load out. Family came to visit and helped us get it installed. We think it looks amazing.
All right, see you later.
Yeah.
The car is going away. We no longer have a car.
All right, we're real cruisers without a car now. Huh, Liberty? What do you think? You rather have a car? So we've got our wagon, toilet paper, paper towels, some mosquito repellent before we head into the backwoods of Louisiana. 3.5 miles later, we are back to get picked up. I'm tired. My feet hurt. It's gonna take a little getting used to this new lifestyle of having to walk everywhere. She does not want to get back on the boat.
Let's go.
She's like, nada.
And the big reveal. Yeah!
Or we didn't think it was gonna rain this much, huh?
Nope.
How deep was it?
I don't know. Foot? 16 inches? I don't know.
When the gas tank's floating?
Gas tank was floating most of the way forward.
Oh.
So.
Do you think it got water in the tank?
I hope not, because the vent was open.
Puppy has joined us in our bed because she's afraid. Hello, Denali. Are you so frightened? Are you so frightened? Are you ready for bed? It was a crazy storm, but we didn't drag this time.
Nope.
The one good thing about this is it's a south wind, so it's actually warm in here.
Let the wind drift you and turn you around, and then you'll be good to go. I know, it's gross. Be careful, that's our car.
And that's our Abigail and Gabe.
His first solo dinghy trip.
Oh, if he goes too fast. He's going fast.
You're doing it today,
I'm a nervous mom. All right, last run of water before we start pulling up the anchor. After 2 weeks and 3 significant storms and several smaller ones, we made the decision not to try sailing across the Gulf to Florida. The Gulf of Mexico is not a friendly place this time of year. We pulled up anchor, headed east under the Galveston Causeway and Railroad Bridge, across the Houston Ship Channel, and we anchored at Baffle Point, where we would be able to jump back into the Gulf Intercoastal Waterway the next morning. Can't wait to share the next part with you. Join us next week.